Hello guys, how are you all? I'm pretty sure it must be so amazing. So कैसे चल रही है पढ़ाई? And in case you are having any demand, वैसे I was just thinking to make the short videos. I'm making these long videos just because some students, requested me to make these videos. And if it's useful for you, just write down in the comment box, right? So let me just start reproduction in organism part 2, right? So this is the chapter 1 of like 12th class, and we will be doing the sexual reproduction today. So are you ready? I'm pretty sure you have seen part 1 already. जिसने नहीं देखा, I'll be sharing link of part 1 in the description box. You can watch that video, right? And next chapter we will be starting this part 2 means obviously lesson 2, right? So part 1 reproduction in organisms में we have to do the sexual reproduction. We know in sexual reproduction, male gamete and the female gamete fuse together to form the zygote. है ना? So यहाँ पर हमें पता है sexual reproduction में male gamete, female gamete can be formed by same individual or different individuals. Same means hermaphrodite animals. What is hermaphrodite animals? You know that male and female present in the same body. So they are hermaphrodite, है ना? So obviously in this, one individual is involved forming both the gametes. Different individual means obviously of opposite sex, male and female are different, and they will be sharing their gametes. They will be contributing their gamete in order to form the offspring, right? So that is actually sexual reproduction, where the two gametes are involved in sexual reproduction. Now these gametes will fuse to form the zygote, and zygote say new organism will be formed, right? So this is basically very complex, means sexual reproduction is slow and complex process in comparison to asexual reproduction. And I'm pretty sure all of you have subscribed the channel, share it with your friends, and in case you are having any suggestion welcome. तो आप बिल्कुल comment box में डाल सकते हैं. In case you want PDF notes, in case you have any doubt, you can just join the Telegram channel. Link video के नीचे है. Or I'll be uploading some short videos also that will be helping you out, right? तो next यहाँ पर male female gametes in sexual reproduction form the offspring which is not identical to the parents, right? So we know because two different gametes are involved. Gametes form due to meiosis. Meiosis के time पर that recombination happen, reshuffling of gene happen which bring variation, and that's why we and our siblings, मतलब हमारे भाई बहन, they are not us, they are not like us, they are different because and same parents are basically forming us, but still we are different. Why? Because meiosis happen, reshuffling of gene happen, and obviously offspring with variation will basically formed. So that is basically the power of sexual reproduction, bring variation, which is good for evolution also, for adaptation also, है ना? So all organisms have to reach certain stage of growth and maturity in their life before they can reproduce sexually. मानते हो कि नहीं मानते हो बात को? Obviously. So before individuals start sexually reproducing, obviously they need to mature their body. They need to grow their body. So growth and maturity is so important before doing sexual reproduction. So obviously in our whole life, we are having juvenile phase. In juvenile phase, we are just, showing the growth and maturity. We are growing, we are maturing. So that is juvenile phase. Till you're like teenage or your teenage, or since birth to the teenage, जो भी होती है before puberty, जितना भी है, that is the juvenile phase. फिर puberty के time पर your body is mature, and then after certain age you are totally mature for sexual reproduction. Are you getting it? So first phase is juvenile phase, and in plants, juvenile phase is vegetative phase, when the plant is growing and maturing themselves for the sexual reproduction. And this phase is of variable duration in different organisms. So plants में vegetative phase is like बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है. If we're talking about insect, they are having vegetative phase complete होकर sexual reproducing phase जल्दी आ जाता है. हमारे case में it will take 17-18 years. So that is basically vary from individual to individual. End of juvenile phase, vegetative phase means now totally reproductive organs properly matured, properly they are properly formed now, they are properly grow, they have grown now, and they are actually prepare for the reproductive phase. Now they are ready for reproduction. So obviously it can be seen easily in higher plants, because when they are having flower means now they are now they can do sexual reproduction. So same in case of human, obviously this happen. So what is the character of sexual reproduction? So these characters are important. It is biparental. Biparental can be unisexual, bisexual, means obviously two gametes are required. So parent जो है वो unisexual भी हो सकता है, bisexual भी हो सकता है, means two different parents, or obviously one parent having both the gametes, can be hermaphrodite. बट मेनली बाइपेरेंटल, यूनिसेक्सुअल, बाइसेक्सुअल भी हो सकता है. फिर फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द गेमीट्स विल हैपन, स्पर्म फॉर्मेशन, स्पर्मेटोजेनेसिस है ना, एंड oogenesis. So this will formed, मतलब this formation of the gamete will happen, oogenesis. Sperm and egg formation के बाद they are going to fuse together to form the zygote, and this is a slow and complex process. I have told you offspring are not identical. They must have variation. They must have variation, which is good for adaptation, good for evolution. And cell division, mitosis, meiosis both occur, because we know meiosis happen during the formation of gamete. And mitosis means once the zygote is formed, now zygote will show mitotic division in order to form the whole organism, in order to convert into complex organism. So that you have to remember. And what is the event? अब जब इंसान sexually reproduce कर सकता है, so there is the event known as prefertilization, where gametogenesis means gamete formation will happen. Second step, now gamete has formed, they will approach each other, and finally they will fuse with each other, fertilization will happen. And D is after fertilization, what will happen? Obviously organogenesis, means fertilization जब हो गया तो organ formation, embryogenesis, embryo formation will happen. फिर in embryo organ formation, organogenesis will happen. And finally, it will be totally developed, whole developed, ready for parturition, ready for delivery, right? So that you have to remember. Now we will be seeing event in the sexual reproduction. क्या event है? So obviously I have told you, first male and the female gamete will fuse, then zygote formation happen, then embryo formation happen, that I have already told you. तो ये सारा event obviously we have seen happen in 3 phases. Pre-fertilization, fertilization से पहले gametogenesis will happen and gamete will move towards each other. Fertilization, and after fertilization, organogenesis, embryogenesis will happen, right? So before going ahead, let me just tell you one thing, that when we see the sexuality in organism, that means what kind of organism it is. So plant may have both male and female reproductive structure in the same plant, and that is the bisexual. Bisexual means एक ही body, दोनों sex उसी में present है. And if it is present in different plant, means male plant is different, female plant is different, it's the unisexual. In several fungi and plants, term as homothelic and monoecious are used to denote bisexual. So bisexual को ही दूसरे नाम से बोला जाता है, that is monoecious and homothelic. One body, both sexes. Heterothelic and dioecious means unisexual condition, means obviously different sexes present in different organism, different body. And those in flowering plants which are unisexual, having only male flower, known as staminate, means सिर्फ stamen है, सिर्फ male part है. And if a flower only have female part, known as pistillate, means bearing pistil only, सिर्फ female part present है. You know, stamen is the male reproductive part and pistil is the female reproductive part. So some flowers, some plants, some flower only have female part, some flower only have male part. So if female part is there, pistillate, male part is there, staminate. So that is something which you have to remember. And then in NCERT, they have given beautiful example. Monoecious ka example they have given cucurbita and the coconut. So these are basically monoecious. Monoecious, एक ही body, male female both. Dioecious papaya, date palm, male plant will be different, female plant will be different. So they are dioecious plant, which you have to remember, right? And when we talk about this, animals. So animals के case में obviously unisexual organism is there. Even bisexual animals are there, which is also known as hermaphrodite. है ना? Hermaphrodite means male female present in single body. What is example of unisexual? Most of the insects are unisexual, right? Like cockroach and this bees, wasp, है ना? So all these, right? So insect, humans, and you can say this reptiles, you can say these birds, all these are unisexual, separate sexes, male different, female different. Bisexual means same body have both. So what are the bisexual? Obviously earthworm are bisexual, sponges are bisexual, and so this is something which you have to remember. Leeches are bisexual. So these are the example here, bisexual hermaphrodite animals, right? Next, if we talk about pre-fertilization event, means fertilization से पहले, and these are the reproductive phase के part. So reproductive phase basically divided into three portion: pre-fertilization, fertilization, and post-fertilization, and we will be doing it. Pre-fertilization में two things will happen. One is gametogenesis, second will be gamete transfer. So bacha, gametogenesis means gamete formation, right? And I have told you gametogenesis is basically are of two types: spermatogenesis and oogenesis, right? So gametogenesis also known as gametogony. Gametogony term agar dikhe means gametogenesis, right? So obviously that means formation of gamete in a very simple term. Formation of gamete, है ना? So now if we will see formation of gamete, तो बच्चा obviously it will be happening different in different sexes. So we will be seeing. So obviously first of all we are having diploid cell. जैसे हमारे केस में 46 chromosome will be there, 23 pairs chromosome will be there, right? Which is known as meiocyte. Meiocyte is the cell which is diploid and undergo meiosis later, right? So meiocyte ko also known as gamete mother cell. Mother cell means it is going to produce gamete later, right? Gametogonium, so spermatogonium, gametoogonium, gonium term wherever you heard, wherever you hear, so that means it is basically meiocyte diploid gamete mother cell. इसी को बोलते हैं primordial germ cell, PGC, germ cell, and these are basically diploid cell, as simple as that. What will happen in case of male and female? So in case of male, in case of female, female में होता है oogenesis and male show spermatogenesis, है ना? So spermatogenesis in male and oogenesis will happen in female. So what will happen? Obviously meiosis. So they will show meiosis. So obviously both will undergo meiosis process, and meiosis 1, meiosis 2, meiosis process, and they will be converting into sperm which are haploid, and they will be forming ovum, egg, which will be haploid, and later they will just fertilize, show fertilization and form zygote. So this is the simple pre-fertilization event. Fertilization is most important event of sexual reproduction, where the fusion of gamete will happen, and process is called syngamy, right? So obviously this process of fusion of male and female gamete, syngamy, and diploid zygote will be formed. Zygote हमेशा diploid है, because obviously haploid sperm and gamete fuse to form diploid zygote. Again zygote will regain the chromosome number, है ना. So it is universally diploid. You have to remember, चाहे किसी में भी बने, in any organism where zygote formed, it will be diploid. Universally diploid होता है zygote. And fertilization basically having two terms. Syngamy means a fusion of gamete, and fertilization is the a major event from the transfer of gamete basically prepare themselves for fusion. तो मतलब all event, whole event, major event from transfer of gamete to the fertilization to the fusion is known as fertilization. ये पूरा एक major event है. And in our NCERT, they have written this term that syngamy and fertilization are interchangeably used. मतलब they have just indicated that both are same term. Syngamy, fertilization, fertilization, syngamy. We can interchange these terms also. But there is obviously difference in them, right? So this is all about the fertilization part, which you have to remember. And now obviously I'll be telling you there will be two type of fertilization in animals, and zygote will be formed obviously. So when we talk about zygote, it is basically link between two generation. कैसे? यहाँ पर पेरेंट से और ऑफस्प्रिंग के बीच का ये लिंक है, लिंक बिटवीन टू जनरेशन. इट विल मेंटेन कॉन्टिन्यूटी ऑफ स्पीशीज, मेंटेन continuity of species. And what is the another thing? Obviously we know that it will be diploid and vital link between two generation and maintain chromosome number. Maintain ploidy. Ploidy means number of chromosome will be maintained in a species. So species का chromosome number will be maintained by forming zygote. So on the basis of the fusion of gamete, there are basically two ways of fertilization. What is those? External fertilization means outside. Fertilization happen outside body. And internal fertilization means happening inside body. So internal fertilization, external fertilization, these are two type of fertilization you have to remember. External means, as the name indicate, outside body fertilization happening, and internal means inside body this is happening. As simple as that, inside body it's happening. So external fertilization में क्या है? Ctenophora, you know it, Ctenophora group. Next is the hemichordata. And beta, this is something will help you to learn in the animal kingdom also, है ना? Amphibia also show external fertilization. Bony fish, we already have studied it in the animal kingdom. Earthworm also have this external fertilization, which you have to remember. Now internal में आता है sponges. NEET question. Cartilaginous fishes. So जो cartilaginous fishes हैं, obviously they show internal fertilization. Next, reptiles will be showing internal fertilization. Birds show internal fertilization. Mammals will be showing internal fertilization. And even in amphibians, salamander amphibian show internal fertilization, which you have to remember. So I'm pretty sure it's clear to everyone, right? So these are certain examples which you have to remember, and let me just take you ahead. Now fertilization is done. After fertilization, post-fertilization means after fertilization, this zygote, diploid zygote, which is universally diploid, will undergo mitosis process. क्योंकि ये तो है single cell. Zygote is diploid unicellular cell, and it will undergo mitosis now and form the embryo, right? So external fertilization I have told you, internal fertilization I have told you. External happen usually in water. Internal inside the body of organism. This is basically happening. I have told you this point also important for the NEET. This statement of NCERT important for NEET. Already made you write this point. अब होगा embryogenesis. After fertilization, obviously, zygote will be formed, and now mitosis से embryo formation happen. So embryogenesis undergo mitosis and cell differentiation. Very important NEET question. Zygote undergo two process, cell division, cell differentiation to form embryo, and embryogenesis involve these two steps. Important for NEET question. Why cell division increase the number of cell in the developing embryo? Number of cell will increase in the developing embryo, and cell differentiation help group of cell to undergo certain modification. तो means हमें पता है यार division हो रहा है, तो number of cell will increase. And cell differentiation means gradually some cell modify and convert into tissue, convert into organ. They basically become so specialized, so much differentiated into tissue and organ, and finally organ will be formed, right? Now, if we talk about embryogenesis, animals are basically of two types: egg-laying mammals and viviparous, means जो directly give birth to the young ones directly. So obviously when we talk about oviparous and viviparous, right? So what is the example of ovi and viviparous? Oviparous is egg-laying animals. So obviously oviparous is basically giving egg. So and viviparous is basically giving birth directly to the young one. So based on whether the development of zygote takes place outside the body or of the parent cell or inside, that is whether they lay fertilized unfertilized egg or give birth directly to the young one. So oviparous के case में क्या है? Like reptiles, like birds, even this bony fishes, है ना, bony fishes, most of the bony fishes, invertebrates अगर कोई है तो obviously they will be, if they are laying egg, तो most of the invertebrates basically are oviparous, right? So amphibians, these are oviparous, है ना? egg laying mammals, and another one is this insects. So remember bacha, when we talk about reptiles and birds, these animals' egg are cladoic. Cladoic means they are covered in shell. So they are having shelled egg, cladoic egg. Same egg-laying mammals and insect may also they are having egg which is cladoic. So remember their egg is basically covered in shell. Rest all of these are having non-cladoic, means their egg is not covered in shell, right? So obviously fertilized egg covered by hard calcareous shell, reptiles and birds may, and they basically lay egg in the safe environment and incubate them, and from the incubation the young one will come out, hatch out from the egg itself. So you have to remember which one have cladoic egg covered in shell, which one have the non-cladoic egg not covered in the shell, right? And next, viviparous means they directly give birth to the young ones, and हमें पता है oviparous animals का जो अंडा है, it is more susceptible for the predator can kill them, but viviparous is more safe, or basically this embryo of the viviparous animal are not susceptible for enemy, but oviparous susceptible for enemy, right? So what is the example of viviparous? Eutherian mammal. Eutherian mammals means having placenta. Those mammals who are having true placenta, so they will be showing viviparity. Viviparous होते हैं. Even some insect also having no placenta, but still they show ovoviviparity, means their egg basically formed inside the body, developed inside the body, and they directly give birth to young ones. So scorpion, which is basically क्या होता है, इंसेक्ट होता है, सॉरी आर्थ्रोपोडा ग्रुप का है. Even trichinella worm, bacha, this is the round worm, and they are showing ovoviviparity, means egg basically develop inside the body and they directly give birth to young one. Wuchereria, you know, it's already Wuchereria worm or Wuchereria worm is basically showing the viviparity, means ये अंडे को बॉडी के अंदर ही करते हैं fertilize, right, or develop, right? So obviously all of these actually give directly give birth directly to the young ones, but they don't have any placenta. तो वो क्या करते हैं, बेसिकली एग प्रेजेंट इन द फीमेल बॉडी इटसेल्फ एंड दे आर बेसिकली डेवलपिंग देम इनसाइड द बॉडी इटसेल्फ एंड डायरेक्टली गिव बर्थ टू द यंग वंस. Even viviparity will be shown in metatherian mammals. So what is the metatherian mammals, like kangaroo and all pouched animals? So they don't have true placenta, so they are having false placenta. And obviously half जो है वो young ones को, they basically give young ones to the immature baby and then they keep it in the pouch, but they have false placenta. So true placenta present in us. So we are eutherian, metatherian, Australian marsupials and all are metatherian, and these are certain insects, certain arthropoda, certain roundworms which is having no placenta, but still they show viviparity because egg जो है उनके अंदर ही hatch, अंदर ही develop होते हैं, right? So that's why we just take them into the category of viviparity broadly. That's all. This is all about this chapter and I hope you like it. So write down in the comment box and which share it with your friends in case you want any other chapter, if you want me to do any of the chapters, you can just write down in the comment box. Bye bye. Have a great day. Enjoy your day now and enjoy this Valentine week. And write down in the comment box if you like it. Let me just end this session. Bye bye. Have a great day. हम आ रहे हैं, short video भी करेंगे हम लोग, है ना? तो चलो, have a great day.